Ben Bernanke said at one point, we'll hold them to what the value, we'll pay for what the value would be at maturity. No, that was too high, and I think he acknowledged it. People don't want to go quite there. They don't want to. If the people we bought this from were no better off in the assets, then there'd be no point in doing it. There was also, by the way, leave aside the fact, and we have insisted, and he agrees, he will take equity in some companies. So that's an easier one to do. He will take equity, and he will take equity with warrants, so that we would not only get what the preferred stock would get in those cases, always non-voting, but he would also, we would have the warrants. But in buying the assets, there are two ways. First of all, a lot of them will be bought in a reverse auction mode, in which the price sort of sets itself. In others, it will be by direct purchase. And part of it, you'll know what to pay by the way the market reacts. If we start buying and all of a sudden everybody says, hey, buy me, then we probably overpaid. And if, on the other hand, people don't want to sell or other people come in and outbid us, then we were underpaying. On the other hand, if we're outbid, that's fine. We don't mind that at all. Yes, he wants to do it right away, and I'll tell you how we know that. We have in here a number of oversight operations, including a board to be appointed by the congressional leadership. He wanted to be assured, and I thought it was reasonable, and we did assure him, that he can begin the operations under this law without waiting for those oversight boards to be set up, understanding that he will have to submit to them as soon as they have been set up what was done in advance. That is, he's looking to do it very quickly. I have a note. I have a phone call I have to take. So let me just take two more questions.
Based on all the input that you've received from experts in the Treasury, do you think that's going to be necessary? Is there any possibility of knowing that now?
No. Some people, as I said, it really depends on how depressed the market is now psychologically. You know, if things are selling now at about what they're going to be selling in a few years, then it will cost more money. I mean, obviously, it's never going to cost anything like $700 billion. But that can't be determined. That's why CBO didn't even try. CBO says nobody can tell. Yeah.
Since the Senate sort of forced some capital standards on you guys, is there any chance you're going to revisit any parts of them in the next session or try to sort of take pieces out later?
No, the notion that the Senate, having voted for this, they would then acquiesce in its repeal is not very likely. So I think we will have to continue to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune loosed on us by the Senate. Yes, Michael.
Facing foreclosure, you hear about this taxes today. How would you like different now?
Well, one, it depends. On October 1st, earlier this week, the bill we passed in July went into effect, whereby we tell the holder of your mortgage that if that holder is willing to write your loan principal down to a point where you can repay, you can go to the FHA. We have now instructed the Secretary of the Treasury to buy mortgages with an eye towards assembling enough pieces so he can do this, and to work with the Fannie and Freddie. First of all, you should, if you're a homeowner, contact your servicer and find out if your holder is willing to take advantage of the bill we passed October 1st. CBO estimated 400,000 would do that. We've talked, for instance, to Bank of America, now which owns Countrywide, and they've talked. In fact, we had a hearing with Bank of America, Wachovia, J.P. Morgan Chase. They all said, Wells Fargo, they all said they would take advantage of this bill. This one, it may take a little longer, but we hope within a couple of weeks that the Secretary will start buying things up. And we are also going to say, and I'm glad to have this opportunity, given that we've made another major change, I would strongly urge servicers now and the banks that may hold on their behalf to withhold foreclosure for a while. One of the things that's on our agenda for next year, frankly, will be this whole industry of servicers. We have a very real concern that what happens now is people hold the mortgage for servicing purposes but don't have the rights to adjust that mortgage. It's not good public policy to have important decisions so split up in the private sector that no one can make them. So we may have to rewrite that. So the best answer is there are a number of options people might have. They should contact their servicer. And I say this, if you can't contact your servicer, call your member of Congress, because my staff will make it clear to them who you can talk to get to the servicer. Yes, one last one.
It's been said that this is somewhat uncharted territory for you and the financial markets. If it turns out that this bill does not provide the kind of strengthening or bounce back that you are hoping for, say, in a couple of months, would you leave the door open to coming back with follow-up?
Sure, but you can't, if the follow-up question about the follow-up is what's the follow-up, the answer is you couldn't know that until you saw how it works. So, yeah, of course, this is an ongoing operation, and we will be monitoring it closely. That's why we wanted to say only get $350 billion now and get some more later, and there is a possibility we could still have a vote on that. Absolutely.